In this video I'm going to talk about Metasploit concept, and I'll show you how to deal with Metasploit using MSF console interface. Metasploit is an open source written in Ruby by Rapid7 company, and it's designed for developing and executing exploit code against a remote target machine. And also, Metasploit contains a large number of ready exploits and payloads against almost any operating system, whether it's Linux, Windows, Mac OS X, or any other operating system. Metasploit is the most popular penetration framework, and it contains many tools, allows you to perform various tasks. And it has many interfaces such as Armitage, MSF console, and web interface. So first I'm going to show you the steps that you need to do before running Metasploit and how to deal with Metasploit framework using MSF console interface, and the most useful commands that will help you to deal with Metasploit in order to achieve your goal. So let's see how we can do that. So in order to run Metasploit, you need to initialize Metasploit database, and you can use one of these commands. The first command is going to be service Postgres start. So this will initialize a Metasploit database, or you can use MSFDB init like this, and this will also initialize Metasploit database. So but if you type MSFDB -h, you can see that you can initialize Metasploit database, or you can reinitialize it, delete it, start it, or stop it. So for now we've seen how we can initialize Metasploit database, and right now I'm going to use MSF console interface to deal with Metasploit. So I'm going to type MSF console, and I'm going to wait a little bit. So one thing you can do is change the banner of Metasploit. So you can see, for example, this, you can change it by typing banner. Here we go. Let me maximize this a little bit. Banner, and you can see that the banner has been changed. So the first command I'm going to use, or the first thing I'm going to use it, is show exploit. So show exploit will show me all the ready exploit that I can use it against any vulnerable operating system. So I'm going to type show exploits, and I'm going to wait a little bit because the database is large, so it will take some time. So as you can see, here is all the ready exploits that you can use it, but of course I'm not gonna check one by one because it's very large. It has, as I said before, more than 1,600 exploits. And let me maximize this a little bit. Okay, if you go to the top, you will see, just a minute. Okay, if you go to the top, you can see the description of the exploit. You can see the rank. We have excellent, great, normal, good, and the name of the exploit. So I'm not gonna check all of these exploits until I see the exploit that I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use a command called search. So search will specify my exploit that I'm searching for. So if I type search -h or the help menu, you can see all of these things that you can, or all of this command that you can use it in order to get the exploit. In my case, I use search. Let's say, for example, now we are going to check I'm going to get a payload called reverse TCP, which is the most popular payload. So I'm gonna say search, then I'm gonna specify the type. The type is going to be payload. So I'm searching for payload. I'm not searching for exploit, and I'm gonna give it a name, or it's like keyword. I'm gonna say reverse TCP, and we have also the platform. You can select from Windows, Linux, OS X. So I'm gonna say Windows, and as you can see, I have got all of this payload that I can use it with Windows. So we have all of these payloads. Of course, if you put more keywords, you will get what you are looking for. in my case, I'm looking for Windows Metasploit reverse TCP. Okay, so here is it. So if I want to use this payload, I can copy it, and I can see the rank is normal, and I can read the description: Windows Metasploit reflective injection. So if I want to use this payload, I'm gonna say use. So this command will use the exploit or the payload or the auxiliary that I'm looking for. Now I'm going to pass the payload. I'm gonna say enter, and now I'm gonna see the options that reverse TCP provides me. I'm gonna say show options in order to see the options. So here we have the L port that we want to set. You can change it by typing set L port. Then you can type, for example, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. If I type show options again, I can see that the port has been changed. And if I want to set the L host, let's say I'm gonna say set L host 192.168.1.3, just for example, and I can see that the L host has been changed. What if I want to unset this L host and put another one? So I can set L host and type another IP address. So if I type show options again, I can see that it has been changed. Or I can use unset and type L host and enter, and you can see that now we don't have L host, so it's empty. So if I want to run this payload or this exploit, let me set it again. If I want to run this reverse TCP, just I can type run or exploit. But for now, okay, exploit. I cannot use it because I'm not using a multi-handler. I'm gonna talk about all of this later. So let me back from here, just type back, and you will come back to MSF console. So I'm gonna say right now show auxiliaries. So the auxiliaries will help me to, it will help me to get some information about the target, scan the open ports, see which operating system the target is using, and more. So I'm gonna say show auxiliary, and it's gonna take some time to give us all the auxiliaries. And here is it, all the auxiliaries that we can use in order to get some information about the target, whether it's open ports, operating system, or fuzzing, sniffing, and more. So the next thing is we have also show payloads, and I did that before, which is the payload or the thing or the code that you have to execute it in the target computer, and it will give you a reverse connection. So I'm going to say show payloads, and here's all the payloads that I can use it. And I explained how you can specify your payload by typing search and put the keywords, platform, and the type, etc. And also we have something, there is another command. So I'm gonna show you one thing. If you typed help, you will get the command that you can use in Metasploit. You can read all of this, so this will help you a lot. And there is one thing, if you want to check whether you are connected to the database or not, so you can type db status, and as you can see, Postgres connected to Metasploit framework. And also you can execute nmap within Metasploit by typing db nmap, then the option that you can use. So let's say db nmap -h, and you can get all the options that you can use within Metasploit in order to get some information or gather some information about the target computer. I'm gonna type help again, and we have something called credential, and it will list all the credentials of the database if you have any credentials. and you can disconnect from the database from here or export the database. Okay. So you can type also version, and it will show you the version of Metasploit framework and the console version of the console of Metasploit. And what we have as well, you can use show -h, and it will show you like you can run show plugins, auxiliary, payloads, and I did that before, encoders, etc. So you are going to apply what you learned from this video in the future videos, because we are going to use all of these commands more and more often. So this is gonna be easier for you. And as I said, you can type help command, and it will show you the command that you can use and the description. And we are going to use almost all of these commands, or not all of it. We are going to use the most important commands from this list. So you can, if you want to exit from Metasploit, you can type just exit -y, and now you are out. And if you want to stop the database, you can type, as we did before, msfdb stop, and it will stop the database. This was an overview of Metasploit, shows you what is Metasploit and what it does, and the most important commands that you can use in Metasploit. And we use MSF console interface in order to deal with Metasploit, and you don't have to worry about the command that we use in this video. It's very simple, it's very easy. We are going to use it more often in the future videos. And just keep in mind these three concepts. The first one is the payload, which is the thing or the code that you have to execute it in the target computer in order to get a reverse connection. And the exploit is, or the ready exploit is, the exploit that you are going to execute it on the vulnerable operating system, so you can hack him remotely. And the auxiliaries is the tools that you can use it in order to get some information about the target computer or the target machine, check the open ports, fuzzing, sniffing, etc.